afford to go to the local bars, so we split bottles of a drink. And my friend I'm with can attest to that, who's moving to Greeley in her 40s because she can't afford to live in Cap Hill anymore. But what I'm really here to talk about is I don't make minimum wage. I'm a hairstylist and I make commission, but my clients make minimum wage. And when they can't come in to receive my service, I lose out financially, and I can't afford to live here. And it's been tough. I know this firsthand. I'm an economic migrant from San Francisco and arrived here December 2017 because I lost everything because I couldn't afford to live there. Tech company bought the building my salon was in. I lost my house. My landlord wanted to raise the rents, and I'm scared that now I'm in Denver, that's going to happen to me. And I'm already have lost 5 clients in the past year who took jobs outside of Colorado because they just couldn't afford to live in Denver. And another thing, please raise the minimum wage. I need my clients who live close to my salon to be able to afford to come to me so I can stay here and enjoy all the wonderful things that Denver provides. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have one that's more of a comment than a question, but I will read it so that everyone can hear this. As the federal government moves to increase minimum salary for overtime exemption to $35,000 approximately, this person's employer is now switching off of salary to hourly to avoid paying that livable wage. Please pass this increase in minimum wage or better to prevent more employer exploitation of labor.
Next.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn Canales, and I've been a resident of Colorado for almost 20 years now. I'm a financial analyst in the metro area, and there's not a lot I can add to this topic that hasn't been said by everyone that's experiencing the minimum wage. But what I do want to say is I was reading into studies about this before coming to this town hall and noticed that the National Low-Income Housing Coalition did a study pretty much saying that $25.33 is what is needed by 2 adults to afford a 2-bedroom apartment in Denver. That would mean that a single mother would need to work 91 hours on the minimum wage a week to be able to support their children. I personally would not be able to balance a budget on the minimum wage. I wouldn't be able to balance my own budget on $15 an hour. We need more, and I urge everybody in here to really look into our state legislature, because all of these limitations set upon us are disproportionately affecting all of these corporations, companies, real estate developers that are coming into our city and cannibalizing on employees. So I urge you to do that, and I urge you to do what you can do more for these people.
Next. Do you have more questions, Sky?
We don't have any other questions. Okay. I'll just say, DC, we got your comment about talking about youth education, and one of us will be happy to chat with you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Adam Allman, and I own the Game Lounge right down the street here at the corner of Colfax and Eudora. And, as somebody who's in the restaurant industry, I understand the concern about this tip minimum wage, but we have a thriving restaurant industry in Denver, and it's going to continue to thrive. And if anything, it will mean that, restaurants that have reasonably priced items like mine will do much better, because there's going to be a lot more people that will be able to go out and eat and have a good night out. So anyway, I thank you for doing this, and I hope that we can, figure it out. I think it's through the state that we need to figure out that tipped wage thing, actually. So it's not even a city
The city
thing.
cannot change the tipped wage under the current law. That is correct.
So, but anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm going to upset a bunch of people. So my name is Ryan Cobbins. I own Coffee at the Point in the Five Points neighborhood. I think what the city's doing with minimum wage is aggressive. Our pay at what we pay our staff, we try to be overly aggressive. And so right now, we pay our folks an average of $2 above what minimum wage is. And so we just did a $1 increase last week, knowing that this was coming around. And with unemployment being roughly 2%, a little above 2%, just the jockeying for staff is important. We plan on doing another increase pretty soon. What I feel on a regular basis is the how to pay for it. And all the articles that I've read in the last 10 months about these legacy businesses going out of business that have been in business for 20 plus years, in every article they reference the rising cost of labor. And so this may be for the legislature. What I would like to do would be, and prices will increase. What I paid last year for a case of tomatoes is $12, $15. I pay $25 to $30 now. I'd like to propose for small businesses that make $1 million or less, like my coffee shop, to have a sales tax moratorium so that I can increase prices without that being felt to customers. So customers would still pay the same amount. However, I can make a little bit more of a margin. And when I say I can make a little bit more, like I'm the last one to get a check. I've lost all my hair in this process, right? It's not coming back. And so what we could do to ease that piece for small businesses, they're all businesses that hoard money. I would argue the small businesses that I know of are very socially conscious and very community driven and don't hoard money and are just trying to fight to figure out how to make it to the next day. And so that was
Thank you. Next.
Hi, my name is Dr. Gary Van Genderen. I'm a dentist in Denver, and I'm also a Medicaid provider. My concern about this is that the whole government, state, and city aren't together on this, and we cannot raise our prices. We are legally stuck to their fee schedule. So right now, for a 6-month exam, we get paid $22, and that includes the doctor's pay, the assistant's pay, the front desk that scheduled them, and all the equipment and overhead for all that. And the cleaning pays $40, and we have to pay all those people. And all those people also get paid when the patients don't show up. So one of the things that really needs to happen is I think the city needs to work with the state about possibly getting a separate fee schedule for Denver for Medicaid providers, or you might end up with an exodus of Medicaid providers and they just drop all those patients because it's a loss for each patient at the increased minimum wage without an increase in the fee schedule. Thanks.
Thank you for raising our awareness on that issue. Is there anyone else still in line? I'm not sure if folks are in line or in the back. Come on closer so I can see. And I just want to do a time check. We have about 14 minutes left. So if you have a need for a card, can we get a show of hands if anyone needs a card? Great. Okay, one right there. Thank you. Okay, Isis.
Hi, my name is Isis. I'm with Colorado People's Alliance. I'm an economic justice community organizer. Wanted to make a quick comment in reply to what was just said. I was part of the team that worked on the law at the state level to get this passed, and Medicaid providers were explicitly mentioned in that bill, and there's a process for Medicaid providers to apply for more of a refund, or however it's dealt with in the budget system, but there is something already written into the state law to address that concern. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I have a quick little thing that I wrote up. Despite the support that this ordinance has with community members and workers all over the city, including those that are represented here, some businesses, of course, are decrying the measure as being too much too soon. As we saw, there's not really many who are coming up and saying that, so thank you to those who did come up and talk about it. But I know that they are contacting you all at City Council. So they're saying that, everything that these the 1380 by 2020 is too much of a burden, that 1580